Good morning and welcome to another Sunday Fun Day Grace Kids Church at Home, where we've been using the alphabet to talk about God's grace. We've learned that God's grace is abundant, it's pouring all over us, and His grace beckons believers. In other words, He calls us to Himself. And today, we're going to talk about God's grace is creative. Now, we know that God is creative because we can see it whenever we look out into space and we see all the stars and the planets. And we can see God's creativity when we look at the smallest detail on a mosquito's eye. And today, we're going to talk about God's grace is creative. When we believe in Jesus, He creates within us a new creature. Not an alien or anything like that, but a new creature, a new space inside where God Himself can come and live. And today we're going to do a fun experiment using these dried beans to talk about how God creates a new life within us. For the experiment, the first thing you're going to need to do is gather your supplies. You need some beans, you need a paper towel, a baggie, some tape, and some water. The first thing you do is you put your beans in the bag. Then get your paper towel wet, wring it out pretty good. It doesn't need to be soaking wet, but it does need to be wet. Put your paper towel, I'm going to turn it this way. Put your paper towel in the baggie, just right by the beans. Zip it up. Take your tape and then find a window where you can tape your baggie to the window and make sure you can see the beans. And then within a few days, you'll begin to see the bean will crack. Then you'll see the bean sprout, and eventually it will grow leaves and you'll be able to put it in the dirt. I have a bean here that I've had growing in the window for about a week, and you can see that it's already started to sprout. It is so cool, and this bean reminds us of the life that we have inside of us. At the beginning of the experiment, it's hard to imagine that the bean has everything it needs inside of it for life and for growth. All it needed was a little water and a little light. And we're kind of like that. We're like that bean that maybe doesn't look like much on the outside, but God has created new life inside of us. And when we spend time with Jesus, who is the light of the world and who is the living water, His grace grows out of us. It sprouts out of us, and we can grow things like love and hope and comfort and strength. God's grace is amazing. Oh, my sweet friends, I hope that you can remember God's grace is abundant. His grace beckons you to believe. And wow, is His grace creative. I miss you guys. I love you so much, and I can't wait to see you next time.